In this video, we're gonna learn all about selections. Hi, my name is Esther Nariyoshi. I am an illustrator, designer, and a top teacher on Skillshare. You're watching my quick snack series here, where I explain how to use Adobe Illustrator in short episodes for designers and illustrators of all skill levels. If you haven't already, feel free to check out the link and download your set of goodies. All right, let's get started. So these are the shapes that we have made in previous episode. So we're gonna use them to learn about selections. Let's start from somewhere simple. We have touched on the selection tool, which is V on your keyboard, or this icon right here. This will let you select individual shapes. Or if you have this whole thing as a group, which you can do by selecting them all and press Command G on your keyboard, or you can right click and group. Because I have already grouped it, I only have ungroup option here. If you haven't, you would see group right here. So this selection tool will let you select a group as well. This little arrow right next door is called Direct Selection Tool. This will let you select things inside a group. For example, if I were to just click on one of the shapes right here, it will select this shape only, even if it belongs to a larger group. Within the shape, if I click on the anchor points, it will let me select individual anchor points, which is also useful when you draw. I'm just gonna undo by pressing Command Z. If you click on one of the pointier shapes, it doesn't have to be exact geometrical shape. It can be a freehand drawing. Anyways, you have a corner points over here. You will see this little circle that indicates that you can make these corners rounded. At this point, you can use your direct selection tool and then just drag it inside like this, and it will round the corners. And there are different types of corners. So over here, we have the traditional kind. If you come over to the upper right-hand corner and just click on the live corners, you can select different type. You can go for a flat kind of chopped off look or rounded corner, but inside. Or you can adjust the radius. For example, if you're making something that needs to have 30 pixels to the exact. So this is the place to prescribe any specific values. So currently our shapes are still grouped together, except I have a dark rectangle behind it. If I want to work on this group, I might accidentally click on the background and move it around, and then I will just have to fix it. It might take forever. So what I can do is to double click on my group. So this will allow me to go into the isolation mode. I know it's not the best name in the world, but basically this will let you focus on this particular group and draw inside or do whatever tricks that you want to do without touching anything around it. So once you're done with it, you can just press escape, and that will take you back to reality. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete the background rectangle and then ungroup by pressing Command Shift G, or you can right click and click on ungroup. So this will ungroup it. Right now I'm gonna select multiple shapes. You can do that by holding Shift while you select. So that will let you select whatever shapes that you want to work on. Maybe I want to move it down. And then select them all to move it up. There you go. Our shapes are pretty big and it's easy to navigate around. However, if you have, say, hundreds of these elements, that will make it really hard to select. For example, if I have a bunch of these guys, I'm just holding my Option key and Shift key to duplicate it, and then press Command D to repeat the last step. So now I have a bunch of these guys that are hard to navigate. Say that if I only want to select all the yellow shapes, I can drag it down and hold Shift and drag it down again until I grab everything. This is convenient because nothing was in the way when I drag. If there are other like floral elements in the background, that will make it really tricky. What I'm going to show you next will really help you navigate a complicated selection. So I'm going to press Y on my keyboard or click on this magic wand tool. First, you want to double click it to define your selection. You can select based on fill color, stroke weight, opacity, or blending mode. I'm just going to make it simple to select certain fill color. I want to make the tolerance 0 because this will just narrow down to the exact color. If you want to kind of roughly select something warm, that will pick up yellow, orange, and red, and you can make this number a bit bigger. If you want to widen your selection, you can go all the way to 255. But in this case, I'm gonna select the exact color. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it to 0. All you need to do is to just click on the color that you wanna select, and automatically it will select everybody that has the same color. Isn't this awesome? In a very similar way, you can select one of the object. It doesn't even have to be very geometrical. It can be a very ornate floral drawing that you have over here. Anyways, you can go to select and same and choose the common attribute. Find the common denominator, whether it's color or stroke weight or opacity. You can go ahead and select the same. In this case, I'm going to try fill color. And then it's going to select all the things that has the same fill color. So it's another way to target your selection. Sometimes the common denominator is location. In that case, you want to use the lasso tool to make your selection, which is right over here, and also Q on your keyboard. By the way, if you don't have the same amount of tools that you see over here, you can always just click on the 3 dots at the bottom of your toolbar and then click on the hamburger right here to make sure you have the advanced checked. In this way, you can see all the tools that are available. So I'm just gonna go back to my lasso tool, which is Q on your keyboard, and I will just draw whatever shape. Say that I want this lump right here. They don't really have a common denominator except that they are in the central upper location. So I can just release, and then I have these guys selected. You can see over here, I missed one anchor point. So I'm gonna pick that up by using the direct selection tool, which is A on my keyboard. I want to hold my Shift to include this little anchor point. And then I can just group it. In this way, whenever I click one of those members, it will give me the whole group. That's all I have for you in this episode. I hope you have learned something new. I hope you find this tutorial helpful. Go check out my Skillshare classes by clicking the link below to get a free trial. I will see you next time.